All right. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome back. Wednesday, April 30th. Man, it's getting close to May. Holy crap, right? The months just kind of whiz by, don't they? That's crazy. Um, jumping on the scale. What's that? 30 days in 31 days. When's May 1st? Tomorrow. Yeah. Jumping on the scale tomorrow. We'll see what we got. So Wendy convinced me to not jump on every day. So she hit it on me. So because I was jumping on there every day and getting pissed off. So we put that away. We'll pull it out tomorrow. Check it out. See what we got for progress after eating right and doing the thing for several weeks here now. So I know I'm down, as they say. Touring man, good to see you, my friend. How's it going? Wendy is here. Alex Redmond, 9.5. How could you not be when you start your day off in the gym early? So good for you, man. I'm watching you. Like to see that. Good morning, Josh Baker. How are you, buddy? Good to see you. We got a busy day lined up, guys. We got all kinds of stuff. I got a longtime soccer coach, Joel Bancroft, coming in person for a podcast today. And rather than just record it here, I think we're just gonna do it live. He doesn't know it yet. Hey, Joel. We'll do it live, and that way, get it out there, and then just a little bit different, different format. So yeah. Anyway, looking forward to that, and then we can put the reels out and do all that stuff. Rachel Berlin is here. Dave Howard, thank you for sharing my Summit Facebook community, guys. If you're in the Summit Facebook community, it's a free community. Yeah, private community. So I don't just open it up to every Tom, Dick, and Harry just to kind of keep it. I want it to stay to people that we know or somebody knows and that wants to be there. So Matt Tolman was going to share it out this morning. Guys, like if you were doing something like sitting at the DMV doing nothing, go up to that button in the corner that says invite. Oh, Dave, you're at the DMV. Wow, isn't that funny? Go up to the button on the Summit Facebook group page and hit invite and just click down. Don't profile. Make no assumptions on who you think might enjoy the group and invite some people. No tool bags, please. we do pretty well with that. And we don't get, if you guys find that somebody's soliciting in the group or getting into your DMs and trying to sell you stuff, let me know and I'll Billy Jack them right out the door. George Ross is here on Instagram, tags, building and remodeling. Good to see you, Dave Howard. Wendy said, oh my God, there's a bunch of invites to the summit. I go, oh, Dave Howard's back at work inviting everybody. They got people from Channel 6 on there. Bring them on. Bring them on. Good morning, Dan Bennett. Yeah, a couple of friends waiting for approval to jump in today. So it should be immediate. So I know Wendy just heard me say that and you saw your comment. So I'm sure she'll check it out. So we've got a lot of good stuff going on this morning. Rachel says, good morning. All right. Love it. Wednesday, big day. We're busy. The days are getting busier, bringing on more clients and having a blast and just generally going hard in the paint, as they say. Mike Nunez is here and he's watching on Instagram. Good to see you. Dave said, so only a quarter of my contacts will work then. Yeah, Dave, when you invite people, we'll put them in a special file and we'll kind of, go over them individually. I'm not even sure how you got in. So how to invite again. Yeah. In case you weren't listening for the last 5 minutes while you were on the call, Dave, go to the group and then you'll see a big blue button that says invite. Going ahead. And to think he's given the speech, the best man speech at my upcoming wedding in August. God, it could be scary, folks. It could be scary. Well, how are we doing today? Make sure you're putting in how you doing 1 to 10 in the chat. Pop in there. What's happening? Who's got a win? Yeah. See how you guys are doing. Literally end line to end line today, and not a moment to spare. So I wanted to share with you guys that I did a podcast a while back with a woman from the Coach to Coaches program. Her name's Yvette, and I'm trying to copy the link, but it won't. I'm going to put that link. I'll put the link in the chat in a minute. I'm not all thumbs. But Yvette Ayuso is a brain coach, and we did a podcast a while back, and I had a little trouble with the recording. I think we got it straightened out, so I posted that today, and get that straightened out. So check it out. It's on my Facebook page. It's on YouTube. Wendy says there's 995 member requests right now for the free summit Facebook group. So that just means people have been invited. So hopefully, usually there's about a 5% response. If I invite 300 people, I get about 15 that'll join. So Dan says he's a 10, sleep score over 75. I'd love to hear it. That's good stuff. Yeah, Wendy, keep letting them in. Make sure Dan's friends get in. Rachel, sleep score says 100. I'm not sure if I was dead. Not even Wendy has been able to accomplish that. So good for you. Yeah, you may want to check your pulse there, kid. Good for you. As I always do, and I'll do it again, and I'll do it until she says stop sending people my way, Dad. I like to put Bailey's link in the comments, and she has a social media, digital media business, and just getting started and managing people's social. So she's in Park City, Utah this weekend. Went to see Post Malone last night with her boyfriend Tyler, who's just turning 30. So good stuff. Super happy for her, and I know she's having a good time. So Dan says I need 100. What are you doing right? Yeah. What is she having for dinner, right? Jason Rector is here, and he is a 9.5. Good to see you, my friend. I also like to cut and paste my buddy Tyler Kirk's link into Legacy Media. I say it every day, guys, and wait till you see what he's doing for me website-wise. It's taking things to the next level, tweaking the logo, getting this train on the tracks and rolling down the road here in a straight line. So got another call with him today. We get to work through some things. We're now getting into the nitty-gritty and how things are going to look. We're angling toward I don't know that we'll make May 1st, but we'll be close. So he's doing a great job with it. And as always, you heard Steve Rosenberg on here the other day. Yesterday, he's been on a few times. If you're interested in being part of the Daily Sales Accelerator program, check out his website. We're going to go every day, by the way. So Steve has moved his coaching call that he does on Wednesdays to either before or after. So we're 5 straight days of Daily Sales Accelerator. So jump in, DM me if you want a link for a discount or a code for a discount. I'll take care of you. And also, again, invite to the Summit Facebook group. I got away from inviting people for a bit, and it kind of sat at about 1,700 or so. We're at 1,760 or so now. I'd really like to push to 2,000 people and get that out to as many people as I can. And it's part of what I'm doing with Tyler too, is really we're going to shift and start pouring into that free community at a different level. So sleep mask, headband with headphones and pillows under my knees. I'm a back sleeper. Sleep Stories on Spotify. There you go, Dan. I want a picture of that when you get all set up tonight, when you do get that squared away. So send me a selfie, brother. Yeah. Anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. We're getting ready to wrap up April. So day 7 of our Builders Blueprint 10-day series. And we're going to talk today about selling with confidence. I know I talk sales a lot, but it's worth it, because if we don't stay on top of it, it just goes away. It's a diminishing skill, right? So we want to try to build a simple system to sell without pressure. So it's not, when you say, oh, I got to do sales, it's not like, it's not cringy, right? It's not being about pushing. It's not being about being pushy. Sorry. It's about solving the right problem for the right person, right? You have the answer. They have a problem. You have the solution. Why not get together, right? Most contractors and even entrepreneurs, they don't like sales because they think it means being pushy or, giving discounts. Hey, sharpen your pencil. Go back to the drawing board on that one. Hey, the guy down the street was less. But real sales, it's not about pressure. It's about getting some clarity, delivering some clarity, getting some trust, building some confidence. When you have a simple sales process, you're not chasing clients anymore. They choose you. How would that feel? To just get a phone call, say, hey, Bob Turner down the street said you're the guy to go with. So, Dave Brackett, can I forward my wife's number to you? Yeah, get her connected with Rachel. I'm not touching that one. Back to sales. If sales makes you cringe, it's probably because you've never been taught how to sell with confidence. Guys, it took me a lot of years before I actually realized you could even like work on that. I didn't even know. Corey Bishop, good to see you. You don't need to become a fast talking closer and, used car salesman. No disrespect to you guys. You just need a clear system, calm tone, right mindset. So today we're going to talk about a sales approach that doesn't feel salesy, still get you paid what you're worth. And as Dave Brackett says, hey, sales is sales. We laugh about that all the time, Dave, but you're to a certain degree, you're right, because it has all this, whether you're selling this coffee cup or, an iPad or just looking at things on my, a book, whatever, has all the same parts and pieces. Right. So, but if the word sales makes you cringe, it's probably because you've never been taught how to sell with confidence. Right. It's just the way it is. You don't need to become a fast talking closer. Like I said, just need that clear system. All right. People don't buy when they understand. They buy when they feel understood. Think about that for a minute. They buy when they feel understood, and they buy from people that they like. So be likable, establish a rapport. So here's why most contractors struggle with sales. Number one, first and foremost, they're just uncomfortable talking about money, period. Well, they don't have a clear process. They don't even know what they're doing. They just, hey, just go and look at a job. They try to sell everyone instead of qualifying people. Sometimes people aren't our customer. Sometimes the best jobs are the ones you don't do. And sometimes they rely too much on that gut feeling instead of defaulting to their structure, being understood. That's right, Jason. Yeah. So it's a little 4-step sales system, right? Something you can jot down, go back to later, watch on the rewind, whatever. Qualify early. I used to, when the phone rang, it didn't matter if I was eating dinner or whatever it was, or it was a Sunday night, I'd put my cape on and fly over to somebody's backyard and waste a couple of hours, only to come home and spend another couple of hours putting a quote together, having not even discussed a budget, having not even clarified or qualified like whether they can even do the project. Okay. So before you waste your time on a site visit or you put a bunch of days into a bid, you don't even know if you've got a seat at the table. Ask some questions. Hey, what's your timeline? When are you thinking about doing this? Have you ever worked with a contractor before? Oh, really? Yeah. How'd that go? Well, we've had 5 bad experiences. Maybe there's a common denominator there, right? What kind of budget are you working with? I don't love that one. I should restructure that and say, hey, have you given any thought to budget for this project? I didn't really ask them budget, just asked if they'd given any thought. Now, if they're sharp, they might go, yep. Then they got to pivot, right? So know if they're a fit before you go any further. And then sell the process, not just the product. Ask permission. Hey, would it be okay if I kind of walked you through how we work? Take a second. Yeah, and take a second. Don't take 10 minutes. I don't want to listen to you ramble on. Just walk them through how you work, what they can expect from day one to final walkthrough. It builds trust and shows professionalism. And trust me, you can try to do all these things and then have your team fail and you look like you suck. Okay? That's happened. Speak with certainty, price with confidence, use language like, based on your needs, here's what I recommend. Never justify your price. Just explain your value. Wow, that's expensive. I get that sometimes. But the guy down the street, he did a project very similar to you. He loves it. He's out sitting on his front porch right now. Okay, hit that with him. Yeah, going through that now, Corey says. And then control the follow-up. This is the 4th one. Control the follow-up. Hey, I'll get you a proposal by Friday. If I don't hear back from you by Monday, hey, would it be okay if, Tuesday around 4:00, I just gave you a buzz on my way home? Setting the expectation, right? Don't leave things open-ended. Send a quote and then just move on to the next one. And it's just out there. And you're no different than any other Tom, Dick, or Harry that gave him a quote. You can always tap ChatGPT. Help me create a sales script. Help me handle these objections. Give me some objection responses so I can practice. And if you're not practicing, get into our daily sales accelerator. Every single day at 10:30 in Steve Rosenberg's community, 10:30 Eastern, we work on sales for an hour. When's the last time you did that? Here's some things to avoid when selling. Overselling or talking too much. And I would add selling past yes. If somebody says yes, get your paperwork out, dude. Don't be like, yeah, I think that's a really good idea. I'm glad you're doing that. You're really not gonna be sorry that you did this. And I'm really thinking about, but shut up. Just shut up. Get your paperwork out. Sign them up. Okay. How about this one? Letting the client lead the process. Right? Geo is here. Don't send the quotes. A coach should be presented either in person or be on the phone when you send it, so you can go over it. Absolutely. What's wrong with that? Gio, you've had some good success with that, yes? Dave Brackett says, if your product or service is great, you should be screaming it from the mountaintops. Right. Steve mentioned this on our live. I think it was yesterday. Maybe it was in his group. I can't remember. I'm on so many calls now. I believe it was you, Dan Bennett. He said, do you believe in what you sell? And Dan said, yeah. He said, why on earth would you take no for an answer from somebody? Right. And if you think about it that way, that's a pretty cool way to look at it. But some other things to avoid: discounting out of fear. How many times have you knocked something down before you even present it and you're pricing against yourself just because geez, we really could use this one. Yeah, we don't really have any work. Yeah. Stick to your process, guys. Stick to your guns. Okay. And then chasing cold leads instead of nurturing the warm ones. Hey, I'm going to message this guy. I'm going to shoot out to them. I'm going to call this guy, right? Just cold leads. When right in front of you are some warm ones that you could nurture and check in with. Hey, just circling back. How's your decision going on that project? Da, 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 da. So the more confident you are in your value, the fewer discounts you'll give. You don't need to, right? Pencil whipping yourself, Dan says. Yeah, absolutely. Or as our friend Tom says, stealing money from your family, right? So, and then just build and redefine your sales process all the time. Write down 4 to 5 steps of your current sales flow. What is your sales flow? Dave says, never sell from a position of desperation. Yeah, exactly. Put some of those comments up. I keep forgetting I can do that. Look for the weakest link. What is it? Are you qualifying enough? Is your follow-up consistent? Do you have a follow-up process? Are you selling your process or just throwing out bids? I've got time. Let me get this number. I got to get these numbers out. They're just numbers on the street. You paid to get the lead, probably. You paid in your time and effort to produce the proposal. Deliver it in the proper way and follow up. And don't stop following up until you get that restraining order. Kidding, but not really. Are you selling your process or just throwing out the bids, guys? Don't throw them out. Okay. Just improve one of those things this week and practice it. Practice it with your next lead. So I'm going to go in this. I'm going to come out of this lead and I'm going to at least let them know when I'll be following up. Yeah. Matt disagrees. He said, I'd rather have him tell me no at my desk than tell me no after a 1-hour consultation. Well, in Gio's defense, he didn't say 1-hour consult. He said, just go present it. And it's another time. I would tend to agree with Gio. And if that's worked for him, that's cool. Matt, I get what you're saying. People can waste your time. But if you've gotten to that point where you're providing a proposal, then they should have some skin in the game, right? They should have some time too. So, hey, do you mind if I stop by? Take 15 minutes. I just want to present this to you and see what you have for questions. I think that's where Gio was headed. But if you're a service provider, let's say somebody like Chris Olson out in Washington, and he's doing moss removal, and his average sales ticket is anywhere from $300 to $700. He's going through a lot of customers. He might have 10, 20 jobs a day. Okay, so we're probably not presenting them in person. But you can clean up how you do present it, right? So, shows commitment. Matt Tolman, if you've done your process correctly, then there shouldn't be a reason for them to say no. Wow, shots fired. Corey off the couch, just laying down some fucking fire. All right, guys. This isn't one of those contractor groups where we all have a measuring contest. Oh, shit. Anyway, prove one of those this week. All right. You got off my notes. Sales get easier. Oh, shit. Yeah, they have questions. They could have questions. Hey, in this corner, we got hey, Tolman hits a speed bag in the morning. You want to watch out. Oh, shit. Guys, sales get easy when you know who they're for, right? Who you're delivering it to, what it's worth, and guarding your price, right? Know your worth, and don't compromise that. I've had a couple of situations this week with people, even some people on this call that I've chatted with and said, hey man, I have confidence that if you turn this job down and say, hey, this isn't a great fit, you'll probably have a shot at another one before September, right? So believe in yourself, right? And don't sell from a place of scarcity, right? I always say, hey, I'm going to eat next week, whether I get this job or not. I'll probably eat next week. I'll be all right. So, yeah, they're about to get me going. Tolman's already out in his truck, headed south. I love you guys. Good stuff. Yeah. But that actually highlights something in that we all sell differently, right? And make the process your own. And you might sell differently to each client, right? You might be like, hey, this guy is he's a high D on the disc scale, and I know he just wants the number. When I tell him, hey, I'm going to come out and sit down for 15 minutes and go over these, and just send it to me. What's the number? And when can you start? Now, if you get on the phone with somebody that's an engineer and somebody that's more S and C on the disc scale, disc profile, if you're familiar with that, they might want that sit down. They might want to pick through everything and check out every line item and see what's going on and how you arrived at your number. So, thanks, Jason. Good stuff. Oh man. So yeah, we all sell differently. Everybody's different. Everybody's different of personality, right? Jason Rector's going to sell differently than I would. I might be able to get away with saying something to somebody that, hey, maybe Dave can't, just because of our personalities or who you're dealing with. So know your audience, right? And know when to shut up and just close your mouth and listen, and use these two things on the side of your head for something other than holding up your glasses, so you'll have them. That was for you, Jason. So anyway, guys, take a look at how you sell. If you get nothing else from this today, other than a good hearty laugh, start selling with confidence. Believe in it. I just did this the other day, and I was like, I need to sell at this. And I wasn't super confident in it. And without going into too many details, I did, and it worked. Okay. And I was able to make the sale. So, Bubba, stop stirring the pot. Hey, Dave, if you're going into the DMV, get me that real ID thing, right? We were looking at that yesterday. I went to go book an appointment. They're open for appointments in July. So I guess I'm going to have to show up at TSA with my birth certificate, the little footprint, the baby's footprint on that, and maybe an old expired passport, something, piece of gum, pulling stuff out of my pockets. Picture me in high school or something, electric bill, whatever. So yeah, guys, I hope this was helpful. Check out the podcast, Summit Podcast. Invite to the Summit Facebook group. That's my one ask for today. If you're enjoying this and you're coming and you're showing up, like Andy Frisella says, don't be a hoe. Share the show. Well, share the Summit Facebook group. You're in it. I know you're in it. If you're not in it, let me know and I'll get you invited. But please invite. And I want to really try to get that community up into the 2,000-3,000 range. Selfish reasons, because we're going to stop pouring in more there as part of marketing and everything. So casting a wider net. So good one today, Dave says. Well, thank you. And I appreciate you're my perennial all-star inviter. If you have any questions about how to invite somebody to the Summit Facebook group, Dave Howard can tell you just how easy it is. So just click that blue button and go down through. And if you got somebody that loves to spew politics and all that stuff, just pass them by. We don't do that there. I have like a zero tolerance policy in that group too. If you're soliciting and bugging people or being mean, you're out. I don't even warn you. See you later. And some people have gotten upset about that, but I don't really care. It's there to be positive influence. And if you're passive aggressive or anything like that in there, exit stage left. So anyway, they're my toys. I'll play with them how I want. So, all right, Dave, good to see you, buddy. And the rest of you guys, I hope you have a great day. Ask them and their friend. Yeah, exactly. Ask them to join. So, Bubba, have you invited today? Please invite. We're trying to build that out. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in today. Let me scroll to the bottom of my notes, and I'll see what tomorrow's is about. We're talk about managing client expectations, because what you build is important, but how you communicate it will make or break the experience. Okay, so we're going to talk about managing that client experience. Alex Redmond, good to see you. Corey, thanks for jumping on, stirring things up a little bit. Yeah, don't sound the lunk alarm at Planet Fitness, Bubba. Guys, have a great day. Keep your hands to yourself. Don't touch other people's things. Go make somebody's day today. All right, we'll see you guys. Take care.